these warrants. Let me go back up because I didn't have my microphone turned on. These are what Betty and William Lou Cross, this trust, this end cause number was under there. So let's, and I'm giving an example. 89D02-C SC, or okay, 89D02-08 0 or 0 dash 1002 dash SC dash 0251. Something similar to that would be, but I took and put the, since the clerk had parsed out those numbers like she did, and I show that in the shadow docket redocket case, the first one. So I went down and did a search result on those because I went into doxpop, and the guy that owns that's a pretty smart cookie. He works out there at Earlham. He's a trustee at Earlham. He was a Panther or Python gamer, and him and a group of guys put this system together for supposedly public access, but really it caters to the attorneys in the state of Indiana. And they've closed the system up. I can still get in under wildcard searches and hyperlinks, I suppose. However, I copied everything, and I have over 1,000 discs. So, Neil, Rich, any of you guys want to come here and look at those, you just give me a call. You know my phone number. I leave it at the end of everything I send to you. You're welcome to call me. You're welcome to look at these documents and these discs. I also have where the parallel authorities were already paralleled for the year 2013 and 2012. And the Secret Service has those, and so does Tim Horty's office, because True Freeman took them up to him. There's also code for Swiss bank accounts and German bank accounts. And in the property cards, the addresses weren't showing up when you'd copy paste. What showed up were actual numbers that appear to be bank account numbers. So you guys might want to take a look at those sometime, huh? They're being offered. Nobody's keeping them from you. I never have, Neil. So here's the 0251 search results, and I just go through them. Then I took the 0 off. I just did a process of elimination in the name search, right? And this would be expected, right? Some of it would be anyway. There's some interesting things in there. Here's the 5-1. Took it down, breeding. This is still open. You see the disposed of date? It's not disposed of, right? Not at all. I notice you have to enter and delete the numbers in sequences. Seen, I have input 025, then went down sequentially in case name. Not case ID. It yields totally different results. For example, under case ID number, not case party name. So 2 results were found. Case details are 51 and 51, right? Then I go down to 251. Yeah, let's look at that. That's too funny. There's a land trust, right? What do you see the error cases? This is something. There's Muncie, Neil, right? Oh, these are ISETS numbers. I wanted you to look at those. Yep. And they just go on and on and on. So we'll just go back down. Right here is a Bull Road. That's going to be disposed of. Date's not good because they always got to have a case open. Same there. Same on Woodway. Maple Crest Road. You notice where all these are at, the counties, right? Because Indiana is very special. We've got county identifiers on the front of our cause numbers. Are we the crossroads, guys? Is this where Operation Zero occurs? Do you guys know about Operation Zero? Operation Zero, Jim Jones talked about. So Dan Metrone, he was a police chief. He was a secret police chief here in town. Jim Jones talked about Operation Zero over there in Guyana, you know, where he was getting people to sign fake confessions, much like the schools having the children do now. They're having them sign fake affidavits and entering them into the Power School K-12 database that has the same password as the juvenile file, where I am alleging that the prosecutor, Michael Shipman, took an adult who was 8 days into 18 and charged him as an adult, dropped one of the charges, ran a juvenile account, and the status says change me. Well, that's the power school, right? So 4 of my grandchildren, if they get in any trouble at all, they are being forced to sign affidavits. They don't know what it says. They're just told to sign it and put into the Power School database. We had a meeting about it. We've had 2 meetings so far. I've talked to a bigwig administrator about it. He admitted that it's under military rule because of the truancy, and it was under the loco parentis, right? So the database for the state of Indiana is being operated with the same password as a juvenile mill that the judges have already admitted to in 2012. Also, the state of Indiana was given a gift back in the 1800s. It was to change pi, correct? It was. It was given to the school to change pi. So when you take typeset and you copy and paste it from PDF, let's say I do this. I'm not going to do it now. I have it. But if I copy and paste, there's a video on it. I'll put it in there so you guys can see what I'm talking about. It turns it into, it squares a circle. So when you take this, and I would copy it into Word, and let's say the integrity of it would go from 10-point font to 27-point font, and you got a bunch of zeros, well, that certainly changes the value, doesn't it, if you guys are using pi to calculate the circumference of the zeros. And let me show you why this is going to be important, I think, in part because we're doing an Operation Zero in this state, aren't we? Breeding versus breeding. First National Bank, that's closed, right? But you never can tell. This is open. 2007. These are all anchor dates, though. There we go. Look at the caption. Ooh, that's a big fat zero, ain't it? Wonder what that's open, right? I had a judge say that to me once when I went up against Colgate-Palmolive. Remember that, Neil? When I came to you years and years ago about them stealing government-issued property and selling it out the back door for $3. You probably don't because you're busy. But I did come to you. I remember you. And I think you thought, well, there's nothing I can do about it. But really, you should have, because that's black marketing here in this fine county. Terry Abner was doing that, and they're still doing it. They sell it out the back of semi-trucks for $3 a bag, but they tell the government it was bad products. So they're ripping off the government. That's abuse, fraud, and waste of a government contractor employee. And this is abuse, fraud, and waste and criminal activity of government employees. I don't care if they're state or not. They're still government employees. So Operation Zero is at work here. And it's not my fault that the local climate is Dan Metrione. He died in Uruguay because he got shot because he was known as a doctor of pain. And then he hung out with Jim Jones, a guy who sold monkeys door to door and worked for the bus factory and took a bunch of black children over to Guyana and committed suicide, but nobody knows where his body's at. Give me a break. Jeez. Look here at these. Meridian. There's ISET cases in here too. We've got to find those ISET cases. There's some ISET's numbers. That's what's going on with Daryl Collins down there. See that in the divorce? There's an ISET's number, right? Daryl Collins has my grandson's identity, not the grandson. Hard telling what children he has down there. They changed their name in Vanderburgh County, the judge down there does, but they take him down to Spencer County, Indiana, where that chick's specialty is changing minors' names. That's her template in Spencer County, Indiana. So Rachel Diddy bought a home from, reportedly, Paul Stickle. They had a fake mortgage affidavit stating that she was married and didn't say who to, stating that she was married, though, and something about children. That was a first indicator. So here's these 3 properties I found. Tony S. Bond, Charles and Annette Scott, and Leslie K. Lane, and a Jerry Mehaffey, or Michael Mehaffey, Michael D. Mehaffey. That property belonged to some veteran, I believe, John Simpson, but Pamela White owned the 422 Randolph Street, but Judge Horn was over her. That was clearly shown in the last video where he was over her and gave her a address as 422 Randolph Street. Tony S. Bond divorced this chick, and they gave away a child named Chandler Bond to Daryl and Deborah Collins, in Spencer County, Indiana. Not only that, they gave away another child most recently, Gabriella uh, Bond. Well, that's kind of funny because that's Rachel's boyfriend's daughter's name. So I'd say the postmaster's involved in this, isn't he? They're collecting ISETS payments, or they were, for about 8 children down there in Spencer County, Indiana, and they were getting paid through Chicago Home Health Care. And the gut system is running medical bills, double medical bills on all these fake ass identities. You guys got a mill going on big time. And you attach it to the person. Now, you're not attaching that crap to me and mine. Those are my daughters, my sons, my grandsons, my granddaughters, my blood, my flesh. And you're not attaching your fake hypothetications and rehypothetications onto their backs like this. It needs to stop immediately. And how many children are being ran through this system? You need to think about this. Here's some ISETS numbers, right? I don't think that these numbers ought to be out there, do you? But that's the name of the cases, right? So let's go up through here again. Oh, there's property. I was going to try to find some guns for you. Because I got AK-47, search warrants, and everything. I found voter fraud in here, too. I, too. I'll go down through these. This is 025, Annette and Charles Scott ending cause number. And these are very special right here. These right here will take you right to Democratic and Republican PDFs from Morristown, New Jersey, found right here in Wayne County. And all of the candidates are tied to dead folks. Isn't that special? So we're voting for candidates whose IDs have been compromised. And down in Kentucky, I've been down there with Denny Payman. Those are all tied to Arizona federal prisoners. And it's no joke. They are. Every one of them, 100% hit. Here in Indiana, they got special playing cards for their prisoners, right? With the victim's crime fund and to have them feel bad. What about a little boy named Cameron Joseph Lee Diddy Rubel? My male offspring, my female offspring's male offspring. He's my property. He's my blood. I'm the mother. I'm the original mom. Not this mom's mortgage crap y'all got going on. So, little boy with IRS Special Agent Kathy Cox, who'd been investigating for a while. She's doing her job of getting her girl from Nita up there too, in the criminal tax division. Said this has been floating around here for a year and a half, and I told her what was going on. She goes, it's not okay. So nothing's been done yet, right? And I'm hearing this IRS special about how the immigrants are getting these tax information, and they're being allowed to take tax information from these whistleblowers on channel 13 News, I believe is what it was, here in Indianapolis. There was two, Susan Bat is her name. I've spoken with her. She gave me her cell phone, Neil. I've spoken to her. Those borrowers are what you all are doing on the backside, isn't it? How many immigrants are running through this system? This needs to be stopped. It needs to be corrected immediately, and there is ways to correct it. You guys know how to slow your little system down. You let your system get out of hand. That these are the kind of things that are showing up, right? And Indiana has some very specific front identifiers on their cause numbers. I think there's 93 counties. There might be more, but part of it goes down into Louisiana. And Luke Messer and Mr. Hatter or somebody, they did nothing. They did nothing. They're like, oh, we're real concerned, but what can we do? Oh, I don't know, guys. Are your pension funds getting fat, are they? What happens when they quit getting fat? You don't think this snake's going to eat you? Wouldn't it be nice if everybody could just say, we've made some major mistakes and we're going to go ahead and take it down, and this is how it's going to be. Wonder how people would act if they weren't oppressed. Do you ever wonder? Or is that what you guys want? That's what I hear everybody wants in the government. They want everybody upset. I can hold my head up high and know that I did the right thing. So I believe that this